Okay, thank you. Uh, let's start our lecture today by one of, uh, it's one of the group presenting their data presentation. So we'll start first, group 1, group 2, or group 3. So let's start from group 1, Rahma and Tabita.
Sir, can you directly into group 2 or group 3 because Tabita,
Oh, okay.
I still call her.
Okay, sure. Okay. So group 2, Luh, Dea, Ivana, and Erin, please present your design.
Okay, sir. Okay, after we discuss about the information need by user of our application, we have for user. The first one is application manager, and then the second one is distribution partner. After that, supplier, and then the customer. So for the application manager, it's basically for the owner and who can edit the application, and then distribution partner, it is for like partner that we choose to distribute our goods, our product, like we like Gojek or GNT, and like that. After that, supplier, because we provide product from farmer, so the supplier is like the farmer who supply our product, and then last is customer. Can you is my voice is clear?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Go on.
So for the application manager needs feedback so they can edit the system, update the feature, solve any bugs and error, put or take an advertisement, ban account and recover account. They also could report account that breaks the rule. The application manager can access the feedback from the customer. And then the next one, application manager need to know account information of supplier or customer who have bad track record when using the application, so can give the credibility of the user.
Okay.
For the distribution partner, they can access the information like address of customer that order, because they need to distribute the product, and then they can see the transaction account to find out their income, but not the sales transaction, only the transaction account that that involve the distribution partner, and then the distribution partner need to know the detail of product, like the weight of goods that customer order, to estimate the shipping cost. And then next will be presented by Erin.
Hello Am I audible?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
can listen.
So I will continue about the presentations. I will explain about the supplier and customers. So from the suppliers, what the suppliers need to do. The first one, the suppliers need to know assessment from the customer to get the credibility status. Like example, the supplier needs to get some assessment from the customers. Like example, the customers will say, oh, the supplier is okay, or the suppliers need to improve their things. So after they know the assessment, they could be better to improve their things, or even after they get the credibility status, it is also make the another customers easier for look up who is the most reliability supplier. And then the second one, the supplier need to know sales information to get the percentage of the sales to find out the best seller products. So like example, uh, the suppliers also need to know what is the most bestseller products. So the suppliers also could recommend it to another customers. Like example, if there are other customers that ask is there a products that is good, the supplier could recommend that. So it's also giving the supplier good image that they have the bestseller product. And then the third one, the supplier need to access the sales report of their store to find out their profit or loss. So it is also the rights of the suppliers to access to their report to know what is their sales is have a profit or even loss. If example the supplier have loss, it could be some improvement to the it could be some the supplier also could think how to improve their products. But if there was profit, the supplier could maintain it or even make higher their sales. And then the last one, it is the customer. So there are 5 things that customer needs to do. The first one, the customers also needs to know that about the supplier informations. Like example, what is the supplier name, where is the supplier area, and how is the credibility of the supplier to make the order. And then the second one, it is also the rights for the customer need to access product catalog and price list to make an order. And then the third one, the customer also, we need to have the list of the distribution partner, so the customers could choose the distribution partners as delivery services. And then the fourth one, customers also need to allow GPS information from their device when using application to find out the area that can be accessed by applications. So like example from the Gojek itself, like example they could allow their GPS informations. So example there are area that near their house or near their address, they could easily call the supplier to send to their address. So it's also will save their cost more. And then the last one, the customer need to know history of the transactions to know their order track record. So that's all from my presentations. And sorry because Ivana internet was error. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, that's good. No, I don't have comment at this moment, but we will see the next step for all the groups here. Okay, so group 3, are you ready to present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I will share my screen, yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so good
Yeah.
morning, Pak Samiaji and friends. We will present our inventory management system on mini market store. Okay, so this is the information required by our system. The first, there is inventory specification. The second, there is data of supplier, and then purchase of requirement of new inventory, purchase or requirement of new inventory, and then inventory location, inventory actual price and the selling price, and then sales, and then the amount of existing inventory, and then the minimum amount inventory stock. The process of the system is first, the user have to register to the application, and it will require some information regarding the user and the mini market. And then the application will automatically deduct the existing inventory in the warehouse for every sale has been made. And then the inventory system will provide information about inventory, such as data entered by users. And then the inventory system will remind user if inventory is approaching to expiration date or inventory is running low. And then it will provide accounting report needed by user, not specifically in income statement, but just the quantity of inventory, inventory price, cost of goods sold, sales, inventory turnover, and the income. And then the purpose is first in inventory specification is to help user know and specify what kind of inventory the mini market has, and then to help the store to manage and categorize inventory more easily, and then to determine where the inventory has to be stored in order for it to be long-lasting. I mean, long-lasting until the expiration date. And then the second is data of supplier, is to keep the existing suppliers' data for current and or future transactions. And then the third is purchase or requirement of new inventory, to help user input new inventory entered in the warehouse, and then to update the quantity of inventory in the warehouse, and to help user make purchase requisition documents to supplier. And the next will be explained by my other friends.
Okay, I will continue the explanation. So, the fourth is the inventory location. So, the purpose of the inventory location is to reduce the risk of inventory loss or damage, and also make inventory location is more manageable. The fifth one is inventory actual price and selling price. It's to help user to identify the amount of inventory and also to calculate COGS and income from sales. And the sixth one is sales. Sales is the purpose is to calculate sales, COGS and income earned, and to know how many items and what kind of item sold. Next. And seven is amount of existing inventory. It's to help user making decision whether or not to purchase inventory, or and to accept or reject particular quantity order. And it's also help user to know if inventory is running low or excessive. The last one is the minimum amount stock. It's to help user to restocking before the inventory runs out, and to help user maintain inventory regarding the minimum stock according to the mini market regulation. Next. So in our system, there are the resource of our information taken from. First one is inventory specification, is where we input the inventory database on professional judgment in the retail system. The second one is from data of suppliers. input supplier information such as name, location, price, product, and quality of product. And the third one is purchase or requirement of new inventory. It's input the database on the order by purchasing requisition. And the fourth one is inventory location, is where the inventory or goods are stored. The next slide will be presented by Hugo.
Okay, so the next one, number 5, inventory actual and selling price. Input based on inventory purchase price along with other costs and inventory selling price. 6.1 sales. Input the data based on sales made in the POS system. 7. Amount of existing inventory. Input the data based on quantity of existing inventory in the warehouse. 8.1 minimum amount stock. Input the minimum amount stock requirement database on management regulation, management judgment, and inventory characteristic. Next. Next is the decision that can be made from the information. Number 1, inventory specifications. To help user decide the amount of minimum stock that's suitable for the inventory and where the inventory should take the place. The second one is data of supplier. To help user decide from which supplier to buy inventory with a good price and good quality. The third one is purchase or requirement of new inventory. To help user decide regarding what to buy to the supplier. And the next one is to help user to prepare the employee and warehouse to manage, record, and or store the new inventory. Next slide, please. The fourth one, inventory location. To help user to decide where to store the inventory, keeping it safe and minimize risks of theft or damage. The fifth one is inventory actual price, selling price, and sales. To help user to record the income and COGS and what inventory should be prepared in the future. The sixth one, amount of existing inventory and minimum amount stock. Help user to decide whether or not to purchase new inventory if the existing inventory is running low. Next. So thank you for listening presentation.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So, last group one, Rahma, are you ready to present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Aku mau share apa sih?
Rahma, are you ready?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Rahma. Rahma. Okay. It appears that Rahma has some difficulties in presenting. Rahma? Okay, well, while we are waiting for Rahma. Okay, so for
Hello,
your,
sir.
yeah,
Can you hear my voice?
yes,
Yes.
I can hear your voice perfectly. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Is my share screen
Yes,
work?
I can. Yeah, it's works.
So before our group define what kind of information that we need, we want you to know that we use like our data collection in real time. So it's the type of report, like it means that the report can be monitored directly like that. So we determine in information based on our decision. We have actually like, yeah, 7 divisions. The first one is project manager. So in here, it we the project manager define how many tenants have entered and how many e-commerce sites have entered, the amount of expenses per month, and how many times the app needs to be updated like that. This is very useful in order to um, uh, having the good process in our application like that. And then the next one is website design and developers. It is the type of app that is entered and the design is user friendly. Then the number of times that the app is clicked, like how many the customer click the app, and what percentage of visitors are premium visitors, and then how long the app is used frequently, and what days and times are used more so that app can be placed correctly. So this is for counting the benefits that we or the profit that we gain, and then the, the quality of our application. And then we also from this report or information, we also can know like the customer activity or the customer needs from our application. And then the next is from marketing manager. It is for knowing how many apps have entered our app and how far has our application reached and what campaigns have made and how many people are premium members, and determine significant price such as setting price based on customer demographics and setting tempting price by taking advantage of the physiological side of customers, like we change the price from the from like the actual price 30,000 into the 12,900. This is for to gain the customers' interest, like in terms of price. Then um, how our application can be known by others and can be reached by people. And then the next, we have management department. It is the employee activity, employee loyalty level as the company grows, how many additional employees need to be added, and assigning tasks in accordance with their respective departments to maximize each department using resources according to company needs. This revision is very um, very specific only for our department and take care for our human resources quality so that um, we have a good resources in order to maximize the maximum of the quality of our company. Like that. And then the finance department, it is see the company's profit and loss, see the company's accounts receivable and payable, and monthly income from advertising, and look for well-known brands or good marketplaces. It is to stabilize the company's finance and determine the company's financial strategy. And then HRM department, which is Human Resource Management department, actually it's quite same with management department, like specifically for they like we work for the employees or inside or internal company. But in here, it is for how much is the employee salary according to the position, and assigning bonuses to employee quality reports, seeing the quality of prospective employees whose register, and receiving input from employees regarding what facilities they need to support their performance. It is to determine human resources development strategies. And the last one is information technology development. It is how many things have our app been hacked, our app weakness and their strength, how to maximize the use of apps by customers. Information technology development is very important because this application is built by the technology. So in another way, we can use the rating and comments from the customers through the option in the application that this decision needs. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rahma. Okay, good. Thank you for all your presentation. So for the next step is we will have for you to create database to record all this data and information that will be required by your system or application. I already put the assignment on Kuliah site, so take a look at your Kuliah site and see the assignment. So basically the assignment is to create database for your system, and it has to be showing all the tables and relationship between the tables. Okay, you have about 2 weeks. Okay, and then we will discuss your design later when we met in 2 weeks time. Okay, any question about the assignment? You may use any application. I mean, you can just draw the tables and relationship using Microsoft Word or using Microsoft Excel or using Microsoft Access. Okay, as long as I can see your tables and relationship design, that's fine. Okay. Right. So let's start our lecture today, which is database design. But before I get that, let me share this picture. Okay. It's small and it has so many boxes. Okay. This is the, well, it's not the final, but this is the design for database for the PNPM application. The one that I mentioned to you as an example throughout this course. This is actually the database for the application that manages PNPM Mandiri, rural PNPM. So let me try to, for examples, this table here is to record people who are involved in the program. Okay, this is the attachment. This is the data. For example, full name, nickname, date of birth, email, address, things like that, phone. So this is for the recipient of scholarship, because the government pay for tuition fee for students who need to go to school but they could not afford it. So if you ever heard before Kartu Indonesia Pintar and those things, so sorry, they even pay the teacher for an incentive. The school, this is the table for recording progress of activity. For example, like how many rupiah they already spent from the budget. Okay, so this is the so many others tables. Okay, so this is just one example of the database for big application. Okay. Obviously, sorry. Obviously, your application won't be as big as that. It's only a subset of that kind of application. But later, when you graduated and you work on this kind of project with database design, don't be surprised when you find any application with hundreds and hundreds of tables of database. Google, Facebook, Twitter, for their social media application, actually using different kind of database. You saw that on my earlier example, it was many tables with many boxes. Google, Facebook, and Twitter actually use a special database called NoSQL, which is instead of many tables, if you remember your database subject in accounting information system, you probably remember the term of normalization. Normalization means one table that it's not normal being broken into two or more tables. Okay. But in case of Google, Facebook, Twitter, and all other social media, instead of having many tables, they only have one tables with million and million of columns. So instead of having smaller tables, they have one big table. Why? Because that's what they need. Okay, I'll explain to you later. Because that's what they need. Okay. Now let's start our topic today, and I'll put that into the explanation later. Okay, so database design. Okay. So still we are on the design. Later, we already into the design. Later we will have form and reports, dialog interface, and also later we will discuss the distributed and internet system, how internet and also distributed system where the computing resources scatter around in the different geographical location will affect our design. So in database design, there are two steps. First is the logical design. This is actually what you are doing right now. You design what kind of data need to be recorded and what kind of information can be extracted from this data. Okay, you don't really care about how many users will use it, how big the data would be, how frequent the user would access the data, what kind of hardware or computers required to manage all this. Is there any technology that can capably handling of all of this information and so on and so forth? Okay. So first, this is the step in logical database modeling. You already knew this. develop logical model and then using normalization, and you can translate that or using ER diagram or ER model. We'll discuss that later. Now, with physical design, it's a bit different. If I'm not mistaken, and as far as I can remember, we never really discuss physical design in database. We only discuss logical design. So with physical design, first we need to choose the storage format. Do you want to store the data in one place or in more than one place? Okay. How we can arrange this database into faster access? Selecting the media for storing the data. Do you want to store it in traditional hard drive? Or do you want to use solid state drive, the latest? How many data that will be held in a storage? Do you want to centralize the storage, or do you want to spread the data into different geographical location? Things like that. Okay. So these are the deliverable in it. And for logical database design, it's a normalized relation. With physical database design, it's actual database tables. And usually it's written in structured query language. Structured query language, or SQL, is a language to create, manipulate, and manage database. If you are interested, there is an elective subject called database management system that we will go into deeper topic of database. Okay, so this is example of ER diagram. One among them, because there are many variances on this. Okay, so what we use, the model that we use for our database is called relational database. Okay, so what is relation? Relation is table. Okay, one table. Okay, and this is actually we already covered this in account information. So relation has a property that this table in database are different from tables in spreadsheet. Okay, so this is the differences. Okay, entries in cells are simple, just single value. Entries in column as in every column there will be similar data for each row. Each row is unique. There is no two or more rows that are having the same data. Sequence of column is not important. For example, when you look at the tables of students' data, it's usually started with NPM or student ID, and then name and so on and so forth. But that's just for our convenience to reading the information. That's for human. Computer doesn't care. Computer can arrange in a table that start with student ID and names, or start with date of birth and then address followed by student ID. Doesn't really matter. Okay, but for us humans, we need to arrange the information so it will be logical for us to read it. Reading address first would just confuse people. Okay, but in data storage, in the real storage, if you look at the structure of data being stored in a hard drive, for example, it doesn't really matter. And also the row, it can be interchanged. Normally, when we look at students' data, we will see students with smaller student ID will be put first on the first row, and then the student ID will getting bigger. But again, that's just for human. Computer really doesn't care about it. They can interchange that. You can start with, you can arrange the data based on first name. You can arrange the data based on province or any other sequence that you like. Okay, but computer doesn't really care. Okay, so this is it's just normalization. I will not go into detail, but okay. In theory, there are 7 normal form. Okay, but usually in logical design, we only go up to the 3rd normal form. Okay, so only this. In reality, in practice, when the database designer send their design from logical design and then translate it into physical design, the 3rd normal form will be changed into 2nd normal form. Okay. So for physical design, 2nd normal form is enough, is sufficient. You don't need to go to 3rd normal form or even 4th, 5th, or even other normal form. Okay, so all those normal forms, 7 of them are only in theory. That's for mathematical purposes. In reality, even the 3rd normal form doesn't really affect. Why is that? Why in practice, in physical design, people only go to the 2nd normal form? Remember, I told you earlier that normalization means one table that is not normal will be split into 2 or more tables. Okay, so if you have one not normal table, you have to split it into 2 or 3 normal tables. Okay, that's look peachy, that's look nice on paper, but the reality, and if it's just for you with, I don't know, how many row of data that you did. Let me ask you this, Hugo.
Yes, sir.
You have passed statistic course, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many samples that you ever analyze using statistical tools? 100, 1,000, 2,000? Hugo?
Maybe 100, sir.
Okay, so 100. Okay, that's normal. Thank you. The biggest sample that I ever analyzed is about 1,000. Okay, and that's with my computer. It takes a while to analyze that. Okay, now imagine this. How many of you do you know how many students our university have? About 10,000, or more or less 10 to 12,000. So students' data will have 12,000 rows in it. Okay, so it's big. That's what I want to say. Can you imagine a bank that has millions of customers and each customer having their own transaction every day? So banks will have billions of transactions every day. So bank in the computers bank will have heavier workload, considerable heavier workload compared to university computers. So when a database being processed and the computers need, and so for example, you want to transfer money from one account, then the bank system need to take the account, take the customer, and also take the any other tables. The more tables being processed for a database, it will get slower. Processing 3 tables is much faster than processing 20 tables. Why? Because first computer has to find the tables. Okay, so if you have 3 tables compared to 20 tables, the amount of time for computers to find 3 tables as faster, shorter than 20 tables. Okay, so they have to find the tables first. And then they load those tables into the memory from the hard drive. And then from each table, the computer has to find the data that required. So finding data in 3 tables will be much faster than finding data in 20 tables or more. Okay, so basically, more table means slower. That's why in logical design, all the third normal form from logical design will be translated, will be referred back to second normal form, because the physical design doesn't really need extra tables. Okay, so let's get back to my point about Google, Facebook only have 1 table. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram has million and million of users and data. So they will need to, for example, if you want to watch a TikTok video, then TikTok server has to find that video immediately and then serve it to you. Less than a second. Okay. So for speed up the process, for social media like Facebook, TikTok, Google, Instagram, YouTube, instead of having so many tables, they have just one big, very big tables with million and million of rows and columns instead of many tables. So they can find all their information in one table instead of many tables. Remember, more tables means slower. So if you have only one table, it will be the fastest way of accessing the information. And people, however, the approach or the system that used by Google is called the NoSQL or NoSQL. It means that they do not normalize the table, because normalizing the tables or normalizing the relation is SQL or SQL signature. Okay. If you want to create database using SQL, you need to normalize the relation or tables using at least second normal form. So by using only single tables, Facebook, Twitter, Google, and so on and so forth, they use what the new technology called NoSQL. However, NoSQL only good for systems like social media. It will be very bad for systems that require data integrity and validity like banking or transaction. So for example, for Tokopedia for transaction, they still use relationship database. For banking, they still use the same database, this one, relational database. Okay, not NoSQL. Okay, why? Because it guarantees data integrity and validity. So, for example, with NoSQL, you can lose data. Something can be missing. And if it's for Instagram or TikTok, doesn't matter. If you lost a photo that you uploaded a few weeks ago, will you care? Do you still looking at video or picture that you uploaded 6 months ago in Instagram or YouTube or TikTok? I don't think so. It's very rare that you look into the video that you already uploaded or picture that. Do you care your post to Twitter or to Facebook from 2 years ago? I don't think so. You know, I know that you probably don't access Facebook that frequent anymore, but Facebook recently have this memory feature, so that they show to the user the memory from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. Okay, and then user can share that memory. But for me, I never really use that. So doesn't matter if your data is not valid or something is missing, doesn't matter. But for economic transaction, for banking transaction, missing data is a disaster. Okay. We skip this. Okay. Okay. So how to draw? You can draw using table-like form like this, or using this. Doesn't really matter. There is a relationship. I think we already covered this. Okay. So this is the consideration for physical database design. Okay. The field, the length of a data type should be suitable for the application. Minimizing storage space, that becomes used. Although nowadays, storage space is no longer a problem because we can buy hard drive, big hard drive easily. This is type of data. Okay. Node-REN database can handle all types of data: text, voice, image, picture, video, and any other data that you like. Okay. That's for database design. Any question so far? Okay. Now, if there's no question, I think that's it for today. We still have one more lecture next week on Monday. However, I still need to confirm that, but otherwise, we will see you next week. Okay, so see you next week.